get an investor, and sell it. When do you ever see your wife open the hood?
I don't know. I don't have one.
And out of the blue, she's fucking a security guard. And you know how great my marriage is? I haven't had to play but one card. A at the local school that was stooping his wife of 41 years.
Damn.
All right, if you didn't know, this is During Business Hours. My name's Christopher Love. This is Alejandro Martinez, and we've been fucking around with new microphones for like 3 days trying to figure out what the issue is. With
3 days? It's been weeks.
Okay, on and off for a few weeks. Excuse the shitty audio. I know it's been a problem for like a year. I've got all the big equipment and just none of the brain power to be like, I know what a high pass filter is or frequency. You're not going to give a shit. Here's what today's about. Story time. If you're a business owner or a stalker or a lover of a woman who just doesn't have your back, today is the day. Sit, story, popcorn. Have you seen that it's now the soft boy era? Drizzle.
Soft boy era?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I'm in my fluffy man era. Drizzle. You haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's getting quite out of control. So this man here,
especially if they had to choose between a man or a bear, because baby girl, a soft king doesn't have time for anybody who doesn't have money. Your kid probably doesn't even have a job, but by having custody of your child and keeping that child alive and well, we can get child support from the state. Drizzle. Honestly, you can have the best of both worlds. You can have a drizzly bear shirts in the shop. Women should love
I'm definitely a drizzly bear.
Soft guy era, and I'd come up with some commandments for these ladies.
So what's...
better support a soft king. Number one is if he has an email or a cash app, you better have it memorized before you talk to him. 2, if a king feels strongly or emotionally about any topic, he's automatically right. Don't even talk back or argue. 3, send the Uber to pick him up, and it better be an Uber Black every time. Because as kings, we don't ride in no Uber X. Don't pick us up in a Honda. 4, we have to be dressed better than you. And you have to make sure that happens by making sure that we have a new outfit every day. And you have to know what a king likes. Some of us, we like Canali or Brioni. Some of us can rock a Carhartt jacket better than you can rock a Fendi. So buy him the Carhartt. Buy him the new boots. And don't let a king put those new boots on before you rub those feet. Those feet better be prepared for the new environments that you put them in. You have to protect as well as provide. And baby girl, if you had to watch this video this far to get the answer, you're already doing it wrong. We shouldn't even have to ask. We shouldn't have to tell you, drizzle, what it is that we deserve. So king, stay up and make sure if your beard got that grizzle, she better come with the drizzle, because the women said they're choosing the bear. Got the drizzly bear shirts in the shop.
I don't get it. What's the soft king era?
it's the soft king era.
Yeah, elaborate.
Okay, you know those women, that's soft.
I need you. Do you ever watch the movie Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington? So Denzel Washington.
I know my wife sent me it. She was explaining it to me.
Mm-hmm. The whole point I'm getting at is Denzel Washington is a lawyer for Tom Hanks because he ends up like having AIDS and he works for a law firm. And now they're like basically cutting him off because people are scared. It's like during the whole like AIDS epidemic where people were like afraid of it, that they were just going to like catch it or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Denzel Washington does as a lawyer, he's like, explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old, because he wants it dumbed down so simply that literally anybody can understand it. So explain what a soft king is to me like I'm a 4-year-old.
I'm looking for the drizzle chick.
Drizzle means I'm too broke to make it rain. Drizzle means you need to make an appointment with your urologist.
So this is her making fun of the drizzle. It says those men are just making themselves look worse. Supposedly drizzle is about leaving women alone, yet they're still in women's comments. No, bitch. No. So men are on strike right now in TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Men in TikTok are on strike because women are doing this like big girl power. Give me that money. Drizzle, or drip, saying all these fun things. So a couple of men were like, oh, honey, I'm in my soft guy era now. You pick me up. Bring a bag. It must be full of cash. And don't even ask about taking me to dinner. We're going to my dinner and you are accompanying me. Like you're paying for everything. The same way these women are acting all crazy. Like there was a girl once that invited 7 women and 1 married man and his new baby to dinner and was like, oh, we ordered $800 in food and you have to pay because it's my birthday and I want you to pay for everyone because you're the only man here at the table. Bitch, peace. I'm not paying anything. I won't even pay my meal. I'll walk right out. Honey, don't invite me to dinner. If I know you, if you don't know me, don't invite me to dinner and try and pull some shit. I'll walk right out, take that ticket from the court. I'd rather pay the country and their bullshit laws than pay for some sneaky woman to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You never saw that?
I remember hearing where this guy took out his girlfriend and his girlfriend's friend wanted to come along. So she joined, and then his girlfriend's friend got like what you said, $800 worth of like seafood.
Women are getting called out for forcing the only man at the table to...
Oh, no.
I don't want to
Can you separate it? I got the birthday girl and my wife.
He's paying for the birthday girl.
Separate checks. Dang, I'm sorry, you're the only man at this table. Why are we doing separate checks? It's all women here. You got a
No,
check.
but I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
Invited everybody. You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you. Ernestine invited you. Okay, I'm responsible for who I brought.
Okay, you're the only man at the table. I'm sorry, hold on. We was all
So
doing
he
Russian
did-
roulette, paying for credit cards and all that. Now all of a sudden you want to split checks? We're doing split checks
That
now?
was 2021.
Y'all
okay?
wait.
Things were different.
Not 21.
But I didn't sign up for that. Okay, there's nobody else doing
But you
the.
participate. I know we ain't got shit. I know.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. This is my birthday, for real.
Okay, well, I'm not mad at me because I didn't have anything.
No.
I didn't get nothing.
But
Hold on,
you
it's
still.
Donnie's birthday.
Wait a minute. We're not
I
doing
got
this.
paid for nothing that I didn't get.
But you
No,
came
but you
though.
sat
so
at the
you still-
table.
But you don't pay for a seat.
Okay, well, yes. No.
Listen,
There's
I don't
gratuity
care-
and everything on this
I
show.
don't care how y'all
Wait,
do
I
it.
didn't order. I didn't have anything. I just showed up. Well, I'm sorry. Dave, but you always pay. Like, you're the only man at the table. You're not going to pay the check.
If it's, I'm not obligated. I got my whole family.
It's $700 for this whole table, and it's my birthday.
This is your podcast co-host. This is your
Only
best friend.
$700.
It's only.
This is your podcast co-host. This is your best friend.
He's honestly being cheap right now.
Okay,
Yo,
first.
if that was the case, I'd have just took you out.
Are you
to
being
your birthday.
Dre? Are you gonna let him sit here with a whole table full of women? I really feel like I have a responsibility, and when y'all get a husband,
I'm married.
I'm sorry. I have a husband, though. Hold on, wait a minute.
thank y'all.
No, so Donnie, you're good because it's your birthday, but
Y'all
let's see
so
how we like your birthday.
We're good.
Y'all are so embarrassing.
But you can't.
Let me get
You
out
need to
of
leave.
here.
Not us splitting checks.
You need to leave.
No, I'm not paying for anything. I'm not paying for anything.
No,
He's
you
the man at the table.
had a couple drinks.
That's
You know what?
some bullshit. I'm not paying for anything. I'm gonna tell you tomorrow. No.
I'm going to tell you tomorrow.
Yo,
It is okay.
can you please separate the check, please?
No, because I'm saying that's ghetto. Like, you don't come to no establishment like that talking about splitting checks. I don't do that. I don't split checks. That's really ghetto.
Yeah, so that happened. I don't blame the man. I'd pay for my own and who I invited. If I invite you to dinner, I'm paying for you. If I invite you to dinner, I'm paying for you most of the time. Unless it's like, hey, can my friend come? You invited me. You know, like there's little caveats. But if it's your birthday and I'm like, hey, can I take you to dinner? And you invite 6 of your friends, well, in this case, 3 of your friends, and you expect me to pay a $700 fucking bill?
It's outrageous.
It's not outrageous. That is criminal enslavement of a man. That's what it is. Trying to just get that man's pocketbook before giving anything up.
Yeah, it's outrageous. It's ridiculous.
I don't care if he's famous or not. That's just nuts.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
But the idea is still the same. Women went through this whole empowerment thing over the last couple of years and like, no, we big woman energy. Lizzo. It is what it is. Nowadays, I want to be a soft king. I just want my feelings met and I want everything fucking pampered. And my wife knows it. She rubbed my feet the other night, made me dinner, got me a drink, got me a bowl of ice cream. She knows how to make a man happy.
I mean, I want to say it's probably a little bit easier for you since you're married and it's just like communication wise, talking to your wife about it.
Well, we also
versus like me, a single guy trying to go out and be like, yeah, you know, if I were to say like I'm in my soft king era, like I just want women don't want that.
No, you can. I bet it would get the kink of somebody. Somebody will like it. Some women are like, you know what, I'm making $150 a year and I got a bunch of money in the bank and I'm in my soft man era right now. I need a man who needs cuddling and like big spoon activity.
Women don't want that.
There are those women.
1 in like a billion.
No, because one of my exes was like that, and it just got so monotonous, and it was like, well, why are you even doing X, Y, and Z? I'm like, no. She would buy me shit. She bought me a PlayStation, all kinds of stuff when we first started dating. Then I started making more money than her, and then it was like, no, I'll take care of stuff. And then it was, well, I'm just going to take some of your money, and then it became the whole outbreak that happened in 2018.
Okay, my bad. 1 in a million.
Because there's
no.
Is there a study?
I say 1 in a million because there's 168.6 million women in the U.S.
Okay.
Well, it'd probably be less because, you know, obviously age wise and how many of them are actually single. So I'd probably still go with 1 in a million for sure.
Well, I would say there's probably more than that, but you know, you'll find out. Me and my wife started playing this served couples game.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. There's a blank card, and you can imagine you can put whatever on this game you want. But there's plenty of things like getting your feet rubbed. I didn't even have to use a card. Give me a not today Satan card. So we agreed to play till the end of the month. And you know how great my marriage is? I haven't had to play but one card where I wanted something and she didn't want to give it to me.
Mm-hmm. Was it that day that we went to go watch a movie?
No.
No.
I was going to play the big fat no card on her for that. And then she just let me do it anyway. But like, there's so many funny, so we're going to extend it to next month. And then I'm going to make her do like a runway show with a bunch of outfits, the exchange student cards for the next 30 minutes. You must only speak in the accent of my choice. And if I catch you speaking with your normal boring voice, I get to eliminate a card from your play. So me and her used to speak in Russian accents when we were very young. We dated when we were 20, 21 and everything. For some reason, at this decibel island, I cannot speak. It is impossible.
Just Russian decibel.
Speak to me. It's that Russian decibel does not register. But yeah, so for some reason, it was only in Russian, and we have like all of our behind the scenes stuff happen. It's like, your name is Natalie. You're on the run from a Viktor Nostrova in blah, 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 Bulgaria. And I am hiding you. My name is Gorbachev. And I will take down that wall. But
Gorbachev, take down that wall.
Take down that linen wall. Reference. Okay. Well, my wife just dropped some news. I'll talk at the end of the podcast. But this game is really cool for couples. There's also ones for kids I'm going to use. The idea being, it's been a crazy couple of days. So we're having a couple of drinks. We're hanging out. We're trying to figure out some of the stuff on the podcast. And we're talking about rebranding. We're going to do a whole shift on this podcast. We're going to get a couple of chairs in here to where Mr. can look up some of the things here. We can put it on the screen. We don't have to work so hard. It doesn't have to be such a cramped piece of area. We got some new microphones, some new equipment. We're trying some things out. We got some SM7BDs coming on Friday. Those are supposed to be the podcast mics for the podcast. Especially for such a small freaking space. It's almost like we should only have one microphone and in the center of the table, and it picks up everything. That's what I'm thinking at this moment because of how cramped this store is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we're moving to Enid, there's another option, but we'll talk about that. I digress. We'll get to the story, the meat and potatoes that you're all here for. Yesterday, about 3 p.m., I come to the store after lunch. There's a gentleman here, and I won't say his name. We're going to protect the names and identities for the parties involved. About a 65-year-old man. Looks fit, like he runs. This guy fucks. Like, he's a good-looking 65-year-old. And I say that he's active. Doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Whatever there is, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. He just looks like a Pierce Brosnan from Oklahoma. You know what I mean? He's well, he's fit. He's got his stuff going on. And for some reason, he needs a broken phone fixed. Like, we're the phone guys or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, you know what? I can pull the data and I'll just get you a data recovery. It'll be $250. Boom, bing, done. Because this phone was bent in half. Luckily, the board had just been missed by like 2 millimeters. For the electronic repair technicians out there, I know what you're going to say to me. But A, I don't care. B, I put the board into another frame with the screen, took off the 5G antenna because that was shorted, and a battery, powered it on, plugged it to USB, done. Great, pulled the data, reinstalled it onto a new phone that he bought from me, so it went from $250 to like $800. And then it turned out that he was looking for a specific text message that he had thrown the phone after seeing, because in 41 years of his marriage, he's never seen his wife talking to another man the way he saw.
Mm-hmm.
I would break the phone as well. When we powered this phone on, let me tell you the look of disgust on his face when he found out that there was at the local school that was stooping his wife of 41 years.
Damn. Yeah, it's rough.
It turns out the wife tried to delete all the text messages, except the notifications from the last text message from the day previous to the damage. It shows that there was a text message received and just nothing there. And she even removed the deleted message folder. Oh, smart. But she's 65. How does she know this? Well, it turns out after we gave him all this information, charged him for our time, activation, new phone, everything was set up yesterday, a cool $700-800, and never going to see you again. He comes in first thing this morning while our phone's ringing off the hook, which turns out to be his almost grown 40-year-old daughter calling and saying, don't speak to my father. He is violent. He is going to harm my mother if he finds out she's leaving. There is a real concern here. And this will release in a couple of weeks. Everything will be settled by then. But I'm not going to release the names of these people. But I did not understand the severity at which getting data, because when we called to get the two-factor authentication yesterday from this customer, she approved it. She said, yeah, give them all the data. It doesn't matter. She didn't think that we knew how to change a password for an iCloud, but then she gave it to us and was like, yeah, go ahead, change the password. Oh, the data's going to be there? Yes, it will. And then she just embraced it, I guess. But for some reason, didn't expect it to actually get caught. And so I'm like, well, it does look like there's messages missing from like 4:17, 1:20 a.m., 4:17, 9 a.m. on another, she was talking to her daughter and to her lover on the same day. And certain things were missing. And I'm like, well, your notifications here show one thing. Your messages show another. And there's like, hey, meet me at the parking lot on the south side at like 7 a.m. before school. And apparently the husband today said that this woman is almost 300 pounds. This man looks like he runs the Ironman every year. Like he is fit. And I was like, so what happened? Like, I don't know. I've been loyal and caring and loving for 41 years. And out of the blue, she's fucking a security guard. This is what prenuptial agreements are for. You don't know anyone. I don't know my wife currently. 20 years from now, she could absolutely hate me. I know that I love and adore, respect, and just think about her constantly right now. In 20 years, I don't know if there's going to be a big, bulky that just catches my eye, that ruins the rest of my life.
That you end up
stooping. I think that was evident. But so apparently last night after he left here, he didn't go straight to his wife. He went and called got him to meet him at his place of business. Shows up armed, gun out. Hey, what do you want from me? I think thought he had something on him because he's like, hey, I need you to come meet me here. I know all about what's going on. He shows up. It's like, hey, what can I do for you? What do you think you know? Says, oh, you're wrong. Guy's like, you're effing my wife. No, you're wrong. Says, give me some proof. So the husband goes to look at the text message, try to explain, but he explains it backwards, apparently. He forgot from our conversation yesterday to today what exactly the reason was and how somebody would delete some messages. And so the guy is just going to deny until he dies because apparently he's married as well. Dun, 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 dun.
God.
Did anyone else get that for 200? I didn't see that question coming.
It's like an
Is
M.
he
Night
married
Shyamalan
for
movie.
200?
The
Mr.
answer
Trevette.
is yes.
Today, the daily double. Okay. So apparently the new plan, after I got all the data, everything today, I was like, okay, cool. What else do you need me to do? He's like, can you activate these tracking devices? I was like, sure, I can activate them. But are you going to do anything unethical? No, not at all. So if you were to do anything unethical, all I can tell you is they play sounds. They also notify for potential stalking if they're near for too long. So you have to take them occasionally away from the person you're, trying to get it near. If you own the vehicle, you don't have to disclose it. But also, if you have Apple AirTags and you want me to take the speakers out, you can also bring them to Love Family. I'll handle that for you if you ever need to. My personal recommendation was if he owns the vehicles, drop them in the door panel. They may rattle time to time, but how many older cars don't rattle anyway?
Mhm.
Otherwise, especially if it's the wife, tape it to the underside of the fucking hood. When do you ever see your wife open the hood?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Hypothetically, have you ever seen a woman open the hood of a car? I know this is sexist to a degree, but they won't just be like, oh, there's an AirTag following me. Let me open that. They'll open the gas can, the glove box. Did somebody throw it in the car? They'll never open the fucking hood. They'll look under the car for a tracker.
The lady at Walmart who changes my oil does.
I forgot you drive gas. But so I gave him some tips and tricks on how he can protect his own property in the best way that I would at 65 years old if I looked as good as him. And I think he took it with a grain of salt. And then, moving back to the daughter who told me this morning, because at this point I didn't call her back, but she had called a bunch. It turns out that she thinks he's violent, has been his entire life, that it's a very toxic relationship, and she's trying to get her mother out of that relationship. I'm not going to, of course, disclose the name, but they say that there has been domestic violence and all kinds of scream, yelling, touching inappropriately, not to the kids, but to the wife, that she's basically brainwashed. And I was like, well, if that's the case, you get the police involved. That's just flat out get the cops involved. Don't call the electronics guy who's trying to get somebody to set up some tags that may be put into the door panels of vehicles that are in the name of the father, and do not, for whatever reason, change your iCloud password so that he can't access the Find My iPhone. She was like, no, I would never. And I was like, do not disclose any information apart this phone call. I'm requesting as of Oklahoma law, this is not a one-party consent at the moment. Just in case this ever gets back and then thrown to him that I'm the bad guy for trying to sabotage both sides. At this point, I just don't care. It's all about the money. I'm just like, okay.
You already get paid.
I already got paid. And then he came back today and had me do all the other stuff. And it went from like $7,000 to nearly $1,000 for dealing with his drama. And I don't say that I don't want the drama. I just don't want to be involved like you're subpoenaing me for my technical expertise, which was the emoji sent as a reaction to a text message after the messages were deleted? And if so, why does it say at the timestamp X, Y, and Z? Oh, tell me, miss, did you delete those messages? That's exactly how I feel right now. It's like, did you delete those? You can't handle the truth.
She's the wife's gonna come out saying, I did not have sexual relations with that man.
I did not have sexual relations with that. I was just meeting for an exchange of pots and pans. I was bringing them back in. In my mind, I had this like, he looks good. He looks fit. He's got a wife, 40 years, that's good, fit, living a good life, 2 kids, etc. And then he was like, she's 350 freaking pounds. Who's going to want to do that at 7 a.m? I'm like, there's a lot of desperate people that will do a lot of desperate things. Like I would jump into a black hole if it's been a long time since I jumped into a black hole and it felt good. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's I would do something stupid and dangerous for my health if I liked it before and I tried it and it was like, oh, okay. But like men do stupid things all the time.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, have you ever heard of the STD epidemic in nursing homes? Like, that's freaking wild.
Apparently, this like half her age.
Not saying that there's like any. The point is of why I reference nursing homes is because old people, they be getting it on. It's wild.
So that's some of the drama this week, but I've been involved in. And apparently, what he wants to do next is bring his wife here so that I can explain to the wife everything I found.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told the daughter, I was like, you need to get the mom out of there ASAP. That's your only option. Get the daughter out of there. If you think something's going to happen, he's mad, crazy, psychotic, been pretty like normal to me while I was here. There was nothing of the sort. There was no craziness, no screaming, no, I want to kill her. No, it was nothing like that. It was very cordial. He handled his business like a man, taking it on the chin, no problem. I'm just here taking the wallet through the swiper. That's it. Sorry.
Best position to be in.
Well, it was a slow day, but yeah, I understand. the idea, it was just a nutty thing to experience. And with all the stuff going on in Cali and all the stuff here, and now we have like tornado weather is happening tonight. So that's going to be interesting. And my new insurance is renewed and we are fully covered for whatever happens next.
Nice.
Coverage is amazing on USAA. I'm just going to say USAA. I love you. I adore you. And I can't wait until we work together on my first claim. If God forbid something happens, but
Right.
there's other news, sad news, of course, in our small town. We got to get to it after I fix this audio issue that's bugging the shit out of me right now. The sad news in this small town is that we have lost close to 14 businesses this year, and it's April. I say close because there's one more. Ivy League Medics is closing as of May 6th. It's very tragic. The owner of Ivy League Medics, Alejandro Martinez, has a few words to tell you.
Man, what's it going to be now? Because you brought me on this podcast for business stuff. Now it's just going to be some random guy.
Some guy enjoying his semi-retirement from the business he closed and filed, unemployment.
Even though I have some contracts lined up. Possibly.
Yeah, you have a lot you can do. There's a difference between somebody who's like, it's not making me money, and I bled out all my cash reserves, and my mama said that I could just stop doing it because it don't make me happy no more. Thank you, mama.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to close. It's just been real hit and miss lately of being slow and then having some patients come in. And I was telling my buddy Adam the other day, I was like as soon as I made that post, I'm pretty sure it's one of the most popular posts I've ever had.
People always want for downfalls. Like the Goblin and Spider-Man. You ever remember that from Spider-Man 1?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the original Spider-Man or did you wait for Amazing Spider-Man?
I have Spider-Man 1 on VHS with Tobey Maguire.
That's right.
And William Dafoe.
Not so different. An amazing creature, Spider-Man. You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you.
Not like you.
You're a murderer.
You're a murderer.
Well, to each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
So, I love his little ad-lib there. Fail, fall.
Die trying.
Die trying. But that's one of the things. People thrive off the drama. And if you came out tomorrow and was like, well, I'm being sued by an ex-lover, they would be like, let's support you. Let's start a GoFundMe. Oh my God, give you $30,000.
Mm-hmm. But
they love the drama. They want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
The only reason we're popular today is because of the vacuum cleaner store. Not Dirt Devil. It's not Dirt Devil. But you get the point. We made a post stating that they charged twice as much as us at the time of opening because we were fucking shocked. And because of that, everyone thought we were hating on them. I'm like, no, they won't take a call anymore. They blocked my phone number. I called them twice. They told me to F off, done. And then I heard from another person, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, they talk about us like we are
just the worst people in the world.
Most toxic people in the world to their customers. Like if you went there, you're not welcome here because you're just going to bring bad everything, all your bad parts, your bad attitude. I have a horrible attitude to people I don't like. Mm-hmm. I don't not like you. I just don't deal with you. And I have that right. It's America. I don't have freedom of speech anymore, but I have freedom not to spend my money with people that act like communists.
Mm-hmm.
Ho, ho, ho. Shall we? Don't charge me triple and call it an ice cream sundae. It's not more fudge. It's more shit.
Yeah. And I have had like my regulars message me and be like, well, what are we going to do? Like, so sorry. And I'm like, yeah,
Pay me now and I'll come out over the next 6 months. Like subscribe to the next 6 months up front. That's what I would offer people. The only way I'm going to stay open is if we get 6-month subscription bundles going along. If you have the capability to subscribe for 6 months for $5.99.97, free travel. And get 3 of those people, it pays your bill.
I've already made my decision.
Yeah, I know, but
it's just something that right now it's not as popular yet. With all these other places that opened up, hopefully it will be by the time I come back.
Well, I just don't think Woodward's big enough, Ethan. It's not big enough for the two of us.
Well, see, my idea after talking with like Adam about it is like not to just do like an IV clinic, but to figure out a way of how to do a community paramedic program where we like team up with like local physicians to then take care of patients that maybe need services that can be done at home. Like, and we do like, and we can charge insurance and stuff.
That's what I was telling you when we were talking about going to the hospitals and seeing about where you can get validated or et cetera. That's a great idea.
But this is different. This I need like
It's
applications.
a similar idea to like go and get another, not just the IV, right? Get mobile service in some way to your customers, sell them something.
Well, this would be taking care of patients that like need some of these services, but also be able to provide IVs to patients that just want hydration, patients that don't need it specifically just for, because they have all these other medical issues that, have come up.
How many bags do you have left?
Well, I have an order coming tomorrow.
Are you just going to send it back or no?
No, because I may get dehydrated later. So
how many bags come in that order?
I'll have 28.
28 bags. How much did that order cost you?
Well, I also ordered a bottle of vitamins. So in total, it was probably like $200 something.
28 bags cost you $200 and something.
And the vitamin.
And
the vitamin.
So less than $10 a bag.
The vitamin was the most expensive part of it.
I understand that.
The bags for a case is $70.
And how many come in a case?
14.
So hypothetically, hold on. I thought you told me a long time ago you spent almost $30 for every $100 IV.
Like 25.
It's so much less than 25. That's less than $14 a bag.
I'm not just charging like the bag.
I understand that the materials, etc. But still, there's a lot more margin there than just. I had it in my mind at a different number. It nearly doubles your profits from the percentage I thought. Sorry.
I mean, it really didn't matter anyway because Hydrate was taking a portion of it anyway. So they take 15 to 20% from each IV that I do.
That you do over the table, yeah.
Yeah, so because I don't do any IVs under the table.
It's not illegal. They're a consumer to your business. It's against your contract. It's not illegal.
And now, well, it doesn't matter because Oklahoma doesn't abide by the non-compete anyway. But now, with what happened with the FTC, now non-compete clauses are completely no longer a thing. Unless there was a stipulation of you can still be under a non-compete clause if you make $150,000 a year and also your role incorporates like making policies, because then there can be issues of like insider
information and favoritism. It's getting crazy out there. Now, with the crazy stories that are happening in Woodward and all the shit that's happening behind the scenes, you at one point expressed interest in being in the business like this. Now, my offer still stands. If you want to learn this, I'll teach you this. I tell this to everyone. Cell phones, even Leslie's former baby daddy. Doug is interested in learning the electronics trade, and I told him I'll show him how to do it remotely in Sacramento and make money. Guess who's getting his start in the electronics trade, baby? Yeah, because he's at a trade union trying to get work every day, going there, and like it's not working. But he has a culinary degree. He's not a bad guy. He just got into the wrong shit. Head got messed up, and it was just a bunch of drama. And
what does he do, like a food truck or something?
If he had the money, he lives in like the ghetto with his parents who are elderly and they don't come from money, and he doesn't have any credit because I'm sure, it doesn't get much better than that with credit. Especially if you're in those areas, they just look at your zip code and you're like, oh, you tried. Okay.
Right.
See you if it's in that 800, you bye-bye.
Yeah. And I mean,
this is a good whiskey.
It is really good. And the other thing was like, as soon as like I made that post, I got a message from a friend of mine who owns a business here in town. They do barbecue stuff.
Are you that person, that your friend that you talk about all the time?
Yeah, really good, amazing barbecue.
It's really amazing. It's quite expensive though.
It's not horrible.
It's not horribly expensive. It's still quite expensive. It's about what Ruth Chris would be in California.
I have no idea what that
They're a steakhouse. They're kind of upscale.
But they had expressed like, hey, you know, if you need investors or something, like I'd be more than willing to talk with you about it. And I was like, yeah, you know, like I appreciate it. I just think like in this time right now, especially since I'm under the umbrella of a franchise company, I don't have the, what's a good phrase to use?
Freedom.
Yeah, I don't have the freedom for all these like extra things that I want to incorporate. That's why like doing contract work of like being gone for like maybe like doing contract work for a couple of years, saving all this money, then investing it into a community paramedic program or a clinic program, and then, you know, gaining investors if I need it.
It'd be much harder to restart down the road, right?
I think people know me. I've been in this community since we moved here. I wasn't born here, but I was raised here as a child. So,
because my concern is if you got somebody who wants to invest a cash flow, then why not try and do it without the contract? If somebody legitimately was like, hey, I'm gonna give you 15 grand, I want you to start this thing, 30% of your business.
mm-hmm.
I'd say 30, 45 grand startup, hypothetically 33%, bam. And if it grows and you can do more than just IV, like it says medical style spa setting, therefore a licensed healthcare provider must perform the treatment and use sterile equipment with proper infection control measures. While virtually anyone can start the business, you must be sure to have a licensed professional on staff to deliver the primary service. So the hypothetical is you hire a licensed professional on your staff.
I am a licensed professional.
You're not licensed to buy the stuff though. If you hired a doctor, like a doctor who's 75 years old and just doesn't practice medicine,
mm-hmm.
to come in once a week, I bet that supersedes.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But the reasoning why is because the more money I can obtain and gain, the less that investor has to put in, and the more of the business will be like mine.
Yeah.
So the less stake that they'll have themselves, which isn't to say that it's not like I don't trust them. It's just
I turned down a lot of people wanted to throw money at me when I first started my business in California called Love to Repair.
mm-hmm.
And boy, everyone was like, let me give you some money and then, we can be partners. Let me give you 5 grand. Let me give you 10 grand. And at one point somebody offered me $100,000 for 50%. And I turned that down like a freaking idiot. I should have, and then just let them manage the business.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously regret this guy named John. He gave me 7 grand to try and hide from his ex because he's like, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of money. If I give $7,000 to 10 people, I have 70 grand. I need them to pay it back after 2 years after this divorce. Boom, boom, boom. We all did it. He made his money back with 10% interest. So it was like 80 grand he got back after a year. And so I was like, that's cool. Did it work? He was happy. We were happy. And then he's like, no, I want to give you $100,000 because I finally got my money out of lock. It's not, he was dealing with this whole thing with a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, that's cool. Let me think about it. And then I just never said yes. He was crazy. He was absolutely crazy. I should have said yes to this man, taken his money and just ran and collected my 50%. A lot of the people that I deal with on the internet, I don't like most of them. I like a few of them. And especially the business owners that are in the electronic business, everyone has this front, like they are the best and coolest at what they do. I am not the best. I am the best option for you right now. The most convenient with the most, I would say, information from the history that I have. And I can give you a resume, but most of the time there's somebody better than me. Now your job is to find that person, vet that person. If you really are concerned with like the best in the business, Lewis Rossman MacBooks, EFX in San Francisco, and Jenna for iPads in New York. iPad Rehab, EFX, and Rossman Repair Group. Those are the 3 for your electronics.
Mm-hmm.
The most expensive options on the market, unfortunately, for repairs. Especially data recovery for whether it's MacBooks, iPads, or iPhones, Androids. And they go from anywhere from like $3,000 to $9,000 for recovery. Especially when you get forensic recovery. When I take a chip off of an iPhone 11, swap it with a bottom board, that's technically a forensic data recovery. There's a physically hard damaged body there. That type of work can make that type of money. But it's weird because I don't charge that because I like to be the most convenient option that gets you the most direct knowledge and makes the most money for what I can make in a day. I only need to make $50 a day and I can pay my base bills. $200 a day, I can make some investments or some gambling. But I'm very realistic about it. So like at 65, when I'm like, oh, I'll retire, I'll sell all the businesses, all the assets I want, and then drive off a cliff in Costa Rica. That's the goal. But most people don't look at that. Like there's certain times in my life where taking on a partner would have made it so much easier for me. I would have had much less drama. Like I just found out that my sister-in-law's future husband, or technically boyfriend right now, Emmett, runs a podcast now. Does like NFL stuff, and then also was friends with my previous manager, John, the guy who was in a relationship with my assistant, Megan, during 2016, 2017. And this kid, John, started with me in 2015 when I got my first location, all the way up till almost 2017 when I fired him, because he was coming in drunk every morning, like hungover, 30 minutes past opening. The only thing I want is people to be on time. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you fuck off and stay on your phone like you're going through personal shit. I understand you are human. I ask that people don't get the wrong impression that we are lazy here across the board because we can't even open our store on time. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing. The perception that we are here and respectful and do our jobs has to be maintained. That's the whole thing. For some reason, this guy couldn't do it. After 2 years, it's just like, yeah, my girlfriend's sleeping with a guy that they had a poly relationship, and I just don't really like it, and I asked her to stop, but it feels good. She likes him, and she's got more feelings for him. And then they all of a sudden got married 2 years later. Congratulations, John. I appreciate seeing, the love in life, but apparently they know each other. And I've dealt with my sister-in-law's boyfriend probably 100 times since me and my wife got together in 2018. Back together in 2018. And not once has he mentioned that I've met him in person like 5 or 6 times. He just doesn't look like the same dude, because all of a sudden now he's like some bro, honky-tonk dancing cowboy fan stuff, I'm like, all right, cool, good for you. And I saw the pictures, like, that fruitcake is the same. It's the same fruitcake every year. Every year. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm saying fruitcake like the thing they bring every Christmas. Uh-huh. Sorry. But yeah, that's the same cake that I've seen last Christmas. Different packaging. But yeah, so John used to live, we got him an apartment across from me when him and his girlfriend got real serious and stopped the poly bullshit. And then they got thrown out of that apartment because I had townhouses that we were renting. My ex, Justine, were renting townhouses over off of Walnut in Sacramento. But boy, life moves fast. Shit happens. Businesses come and go. But everything should be built to sell. So hypothetically, if you can get an investor on your new business, get an investor and sell it. Sell your stake. If you could take 2 months to just build it up and be like, I'm going to sell my position. They can't stop you. The contract isn't just for you to stay there and work for the rest of your life. I made that mental shift when I moved here, and I was like, no, everything has to be built to be able to be sold. Because now I only have to move 2 offices. This office here and the office right next door. That's 2 100 square foot rooms. If I ever leave, everything else can go. Well, a couple of printers, but everything else can technically stay and be ran. If somebody would dust the boxes on the shelf every once in a while. One of the biggest things that I have going on right now is nobody will dust the fucking packaging. That's what's been happening in the store. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming back, even though you're going through a hard time right now with that decision. It's not that you're, help me, life is hard. But I understand it's a tough decision to make to close down your first baby. But on to the next. You're going to make something bigger, better, stronger, a lot more preparedness. All the shit you've learned in this business, you're going to take to the next one. It's going to be twice as good, if not better.
Well, if we're being honest, technically my first business was when I was in high school.
Your first legal business. Just because I sold cigarettes on the back catwalk didn't mean I was an entrepreneur at 16.
Hey, I was an entrepreneur when I was in high school.
I sold energy drinks too, but that wasn't my second entrepreneurship when I was 17. We do stupid stuff. I think the earliest entrepreneurial thing that I did when I was a kid, and I remember this so vividly, besides stealing little things from like Apple Hill, trying to sell it for money to buy, snacks. Me and my friend, My father was babysitting all of us, and we got kicked out of the house. Me and Kyle, my brother. I think we were probably 7 or 8. I would say 8, because I was hanging out with this kid, Brandon Green, at the time. And the best part was I couldn't be let back in the house for lunch. We were out probably 7 a.m., kicked out of the house. He was doing his own thing. My mom was off at work. Middle of summer, something was going on. And all of a sudden it was, no, you can't come in. Don't ask me for food. Figure it out. Leave me alone. I don't know if he was drunk or hungover at the time. He was a drinker at that time. And so if you know my history, you know my father has been sober for like 15 years now. Great, good stuff. It's actually been like 23 years. Holy shit. I just thought of that. Like 15 to 23, 23 years. I still don't understand why I was told not to. I'm hungry. I need some food. And I probably was crying at the door, yelling, or like, I need food. It was like, figure it out. We took the little brown wagon that my grandfather got me and my friend Brandon Green, and we ran around and we're like, we're going to sell tickets to a concert. You got tickets? Like those little peel tickets where you do the little thing. So we sold everyone in the freaking town that donated cans tickets to a concert that we were putting on at 7 p.m. that night. And then we never put on the concert. But you gave us cans. So I got beans, chili, canned soup, all this food. We had a physical full 3-man tent full of cans. Mm-hmm. And my parents were pissed. I'm pretty sure that pantry was full for months. Yeah. And we never got told no again. But I just started popping cans and eating like, I need refried beans. I don't like olives. Oh, SpaghettiOs. Like we got the good stuff too. Mm-hmm. It was not like a lower income neighborhood. This was like your mediocre, everyone's got some bricks and some rocks on their lawns. And like, you know what I'm talking about, where it's not like just broken cars on the lawns, but you got rocks that somebody paid and shipped and put there. You got a pantry full of cans you can spare for a couple of blue tickets to see some 7-year-olds dance like chickens in front of a garage. But when people showed up, and there were some people that showed up, oh, they're going to have like a little, you know, band, da, 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 da. No, nobody was, what are you talking about? My kids ain't, no, leave us alone. And we're just sitting in the tent eating at Brandon's house.
Why'd you do the?
I didn't do like a, hey, donate for good cause, because they were buying something. And I think that was the earliest instance of like, we got more if we said they got something. Uh-huh. So,
well, you could have done like a raffle kind of thing and then just made up whoever, you know, got
7 or 8 years old.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
We need to find an 8-year-old and ask him how he would get free canned food with tickets and just all we have to tell him is you need to get canned food. Here's some things. Tickets. Yeah, tickets. That's all we had. Just give him some tickets. Figure it out. Go door to door and ask for canned food and trade these tickets for something. Tell them you'll give them something or do something or like it's something. Uh-huh. And see what kids come up with. Because I don't think any kid would come up with, we're having a band concert in front of my house at 7 p.m. Here's your front row ticket. I was 7 or 8 years old. And we got I would easily say in this age and economy, it's like $5,000 worth of cake. Yeah, because back then it was probably like $300-$400, and you know, inflation. Biden just his grandpapa Posey. You got eaten by cannibals in '97 when the kids were in the tent. And just,
Grandpa, I'm tired of this. Well, that's too damn bad.
Did you hear that fucking President Biden said his grandfather got killed in Vietnam?
Seriously?
Or what the hell was it? Did you hear that President Biden's uncle got killed by cannibals in fucking World War II?
Cannibals during World War II?
Yeah, apparently in New Guinea of all places. He said, Uncle Guinea, but New Guinea, he died over. No, really, he said that his plane went down in World War II over Papua New Guinea, and that his body was never recovered because there's a lot of cannibals, and I'm serious, folks. There's a lot of cannibals over there. And if he was speaking eloquently and like normally with a left frontal cortex, it would sound like, no. There's cannibals over there, and they could have killed him, but their body was never recovered, so we have no evidence. And it turns out he just said, no. There's a lot of cannibals over there, and the body was never recovered. God. Uncle Bosie, he was an athletic young one. Yeah, run, skip, kick rocks, the whole of it.
When I left Scranton today, I wanted to go to the war memorial that has the names of all the Scrantonians who died in World War II.
Scrantonians.
Etched into granite wall because I wanted to see where my Uncle Bosey Ambrose J. Finnegan, where his name was etched. Back when D-Day occurred.
Oh, he came bent down.
The next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station and joined the military. Every one of them volunteered. And my uncle, they called him Ambrose Bosey, they called him Bosey. My Uncle Bosey was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
So, how would you think we would verify this information?
Probably records.
No, the fucking Pentagon came out and recanted the statement.
Seriously? I mean, isn't that akin to like records or something?
Yeah. White House is refusing to answer the cannibal claims.
Bizarre story of his uncle who died in World War II. Here's what he said after visiting a World War II memorial in Scranton just yesterday.
Again, when they called him Uncle Bosey, he was shot down. He was an Army Air Corps before there was an Air Force. He flew single-engine planes, reconnaissance flights over New Guinea. He had volunteered because someone couldn't make it. He got shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals in New Guinea.
Look, you saw the president. He was incredibly proud of his uncle's service in uniform. You saw him at the War Memorial. It was incredibly emotional and important to him. You saw him respond to all of you when asked about the moment yesterday. And his uncle, who lost his life when the military aircraft he was on crashed in the Pacific after taking off near New Guinea. The president highlighted his uncle's story as he made the case for honoring our sacred commitment to equip those we send to war and to take care of them and their families when they come home. And as he reiterated that the last thing American veterans are suckers or losers, and he wanted to make that clear. He wanted to make the story. I mean, look, I don't have anything beyond about what I just laid out, but it was a really proud moment for him.
So she turned that to an attack on Trump-Harris with a false story that she perpetuated.
So the thing, John Pierre, apparently there was a false story about Donald Trump calling the heroes who died in the war suckers and losers. And then Biden said that left and right, that Trump called them suckers and losers. And that's his whole campaign right now. I don't think any president has ever called the dying military members suckers and losers. So fuck you for perpetuating that bullshit. I don't care if it was Trump, Biden, or your mother, and you're just going to come out and say that that's a low blow on some stupid cowardice. Like, we don't care. But the fact that he calls that his family died in fucking New Guinea, they got asked at the White House right afterwards. Where is it? This is when he's talking. Where the hell is the White House? So John Pierre got asked.
Saying things like, we are all Hamas and long live Hamas.
Okay, I will say, look, this is a president that has been, since he's been in office, and the reason why he ran has been very clear about what he witnessed in Charlottesville. Let's not forget what we saw, the anti-Semitism, the bigotry, the hate that we saw in the street of Charlottesville, which, as I just stated, was one of the reasons that he decided to run. And no president has taken more action to combat anti-Semitism than this president. And so, in our national strategy, we made clear that when Jews are targeted because of their beliefs, because of their identity.
I'm not talking about
a different topic.
Oh.
Why is President Biden saying that his Uncle Bosey was eaten by cannibals?
So, I answered this question yesterday.
I found it.
I believe I've seen some clips on your network about me answering this question.
This is my first clip.
To say beyond what I said to some of your colleagues. Look, I was there. I think you traveled with us too to Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if you were there at the memorial in Scranton. The president had a emotional and I think a symbolic moment. He had an opportunity as president to honor his uncle's service in uniform. He had an opportunity to be there as president to speak to the bravery of his uncle, and not just his uncle, but many U.S. service members that put their lives on the line on behalf of this country. So his uncle, who lost his life when the military aircraft he was on crashed in the Pacific after taking off near New Guinea, the president highlighted his uncle's story as he made the case for honoring our sacred commitment
in the Pacific
to equip those we send to war and take care of them and their families when they come home. And as he iterated, the last thing American veterans are, or the last thing Americans should be called, are suckers and losers. And that is, those types of words should not come from a commander-in-chief, as we have in the past. And we should actually be lifting up our American veterans and honoring them. And that's what you saw from this president.
And I agree. Second Lieutenant Ambrose J. Finnegan was a war hero. But the Pentagon says, for unknown reasons, the plane was forced to ditch in the ocean. Both engines failed at low altitude. Why is President Biden saying he was shot down? There's no evidence of that. And why is he saying that his uncle was eaten by cannibals? That's a bad way to go.
He lost his life. It's not, look, I'm not, we should not make jokes about this.
So wait. Biden said that his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
I mean, your last line is for a laugh. It's for a funny statement. And he takes this very seriously. His uncle, who served and protected this country, lost his life serving. And that should matter. You have a president that lifts up our U.S. troops, our American veterans, every day, who thinks about them, who actually thinks they're all heroes, and they are. And you have a former president who disrespects that, who doesn't honor
Who's
that.
talking about Trump?
Said it as president. Suckers or losers. That's what he said.
Where did the cannibalism come from?
He's talking about the cannibalism.
You're missing the point. The point is you have a president that lifts up American veterans, who lifts up our U.S. service members. And that's what matters. He understands how critical and how important it is to be commander-in-chief.
Fire this fucking woman. Fire Pierre Bullshit Auton. This literally gave me like a head scratch, nod, and then I contemplated a bullet. Because I was like, am I being, this is gaslighting 101, right?
Right.
Hold on, did I ask about that? No, I didn't ask about that, but I must have asked about that because you're so confused and you're so like, I must have asked about the service members. It's about Trump. I must have brought up a question about Trump. Did I not I brought up Trump. Okay, yeah. Fuck Trump.
I think the only thing funnier would be if that guy was like, why are you gaslighting us? And her response would be like, well, gaslighting isn't real. That's something you just made up right now.
And
that would be on par for what that conversation was.
And that's why we thank you for watching, listening, and subscribing. Like, comment. Let us know if you thought that this was some bullshit on social media, in the White House, some Watergate, backlight, bullshit. I don't care. This is getting crazy. Somebody needs to fire her and Biden. I don't care. I don't care if it's Trump or anyone. This shouldn't be the nature of the media. We're trying to get a question. Why is he so confused that he thinks he was eaten by cannibals? Let's avoid Papua New Guinea. They killed my poppy,
right.
my Bosie. They killed Bosie.
I wonder if that's a movie plot.
Oh, they'll make a movie. As soon as Biden dies, the movie rights, I'm selling an AI generated because everything the AI is going to mess up or speech impediment, double Dutch the words on is going to be so sophisticated to Biden's like natural self that Warner Brothers wouldn't want to now buy it because it's about a superhero who overcomes everything to become president of the United States with a mental disability. I just can't be, I earn the money, but I can save so many lives. We're not suckers and losers. Vote for me and you're not black. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past.